Village life. Today, I am once again reminded of my simple village and its loving and caring people. I am living in Karachi now, in a beautiful house that has many modern facilities. It is located in a locality that has clean streets and big houses that have beautiful gardens, with a variety of plants and trees. But I am desperately missing my village, the simple, mud house that we lived in, the simple toys that gave us so much pleasure, and the simple, carefree people amongst whom we lived. I wish I could get into a time machine and go back 60 years, back to my life in the village. The house that we lived in had 3 rooms and a kitchen, all spread out in a yard that had no boundary wall, just some bushes separating our property from that of our neighbors. My grandparents and 2 of my unmarried aunts lived in one room. We, my parents and siblings, lived in another room, while my uncle and his family lived in the 3rd room. We had a common kitchen, where the women of the family cooked for all of us. The house in which I now live is made of cement and painted in beautiful colors, with tiled floors. However, the houses in our village were all made of wood, straw and mud. We had no furniture, as such. We sat on the floor and slept on the floor by spreading some quilts that were kept on a wooden stand during the day. This was probably why very few people had knee problems. People of all ages comfortably sat on the floor, which exercised their knees. Our village did not have roads or streets. There were just narrow mud lanes, which became very slippery during the rainy season. Commuting from one place to another was not an issue. People did not need cars, buses, or even motorbikes to go from one place to another in the village. They just walked. All this exercise kept them healthy, and the absence of motor vehicles kept the environment pollution-free. Unlike the city, the village did not have big shops and supermarkets. There were just a few small shops selling goods that people needed for everyday living. One did not always need money or credit cards to buy things from these shops. One could buy things from these shops even if one did not have any money, because the village shopkeepers knew everyone by name and were usually willing to give goods on credit. The village otak, the place where men met in the evening, was where men spent their free time, shared news and gossips, laughed at shared jokes, talked about the weather, their crops and village issues, and enjoyed folk songs sung to the tune of the Gaghar and Tamboura. The women had the village well, which was the center of all their activities. The village men and women shared their news and issues with people and enjoyed each other's company. They did not get their news from the television, learn about what was happening with people from the Facebook, get their entertainment from the YouTube, and talk to people sitting at the next table through SMS or email. All their activities centered on people in the flesh and blood, not people via devices. Alas! Our luxurious lifestyle has compromised our health. The availability of devices has distanced us from people. The access to technology has replaced the human touch. I wish for a time machine to take me back to my simple life, simple people, simple interests, and simple wants and needs.